Real talk, real conversations. It's the stuff that you can share forward. Arrow.net, ARROE.net. Speaking of moving things forward, let's play it forward. These are real people, real stories that struggle to play it forward. Episode number 397 is with Evander Holyfield and Jonathan Hock from Legacy, The Shadow of Greatness on Discovery Plus.
I'm doing good.
Hey, Arrow, this is John.
Man, I'll tell you what, I love what you guys are doing with Discovery Plus. Legacy in the Shadows of Greatness. This is the side of the success world that we don't get to see from the next generation. But you guys are saying, hey, look, we exist and we're growing.
Yeah, Evan Holyfield, Vashti Cunningham, Zaire Wade are three people who were very little known when we started filming. And to watch them over 2 years come into their own, and in Evan's case, literally, in the other cases, figuratively fight their way out of their father's extraordinary shadows. It's a really inspiring series.
Now, Evan, was it tough for you in the way that I remember my father would try to shape me, and it was like, no, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to do it my way. You can do it your way, but you're doing it wrong because I've already lived the path.
No, it wasn't difficult in that sense for me. My dad was more so in the hands-off type of notion with me. He really let me go through and really experience it, because I really asked him to be my father firsthand rather than my coach. But he was always there to help me when I needed it. And what really helped was he's definitely been there, done that. So like with boxing, there was a couple bumps in the road that that I was kind of unsure of, and it's not like a game of basketball or baseball or something like that. There's a lot of basketball players out here, so I feel like you can kind of ask around and figure it out like that. But there's not a lot of world champion boxers that made it to the top. So it was really helpful to have somebody that been there and done that could really ask whatever I want.
When you put a docuseries like this together, you know that schools from elementary to high school to colleges are going to be watching this, and they're going to live vicariously through you, because basically what you're doing is you're setting free your truth.
Yeah, Evan, did you ever think that what you're doing is being a role model and showing other young people how to do it?
I really didn't see it as that first until somebody from my gym came up to me. One of the younger kids that came up to me and told me he was watching it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't know you was sick doing this and that," and and I was like, and it really kind of maybe stop and think, and I was like, dang, I didn't really think all this will be could be perceived in different ways. So I hope it does help other people go through certain things, because not everything is easy. And as you can see, that all of us do go through hardships in life, no matter what your background is.
As the main head guy of this project, Jonathan, what did you learn from this?
What I learned from it is that as a parent, I'm a parent myself of a couple of young guys sort of the same age as Zaire and Vashti and Evan. And what I learned is that you may think your kid, and you may think you understand what's best, but your child is an individual who needs to learn to exist without you, even if they're trying to achieve what you've achieved. And I think I learned a lot about becoming an adult, becoming an individual, staking your own claim to your family name from these extraordinary young people that I had the privilege to follow for 2.5 years.
So, Evan, he himself is the teacher as well, and he's taken the ball and he's running with it. But now the question for you, Evan, is that facing global fame as children is one thing, but now that you're the adult, I mean, it has to have changed for you.
Yeah, I feel like, with boxing's kind of been helping me out too. I stay in the gym for the most part, so I see most of the same faces on the normal, but my following's been building up and stuff ever since. So, it's been new things to come with, but you just really just gotta just know the things you need to focus on at hand, and just know, keeping your head forward really is going to keep the train going, not looking at your social media sometimes.
Now, Jonathan, when you put a 6-part series together like this, that means a lot of cameras are on each one of these people that you're featuring. How do they get used to that kind of action? Because this is not a reality show. This is their reality, and you happen to be documenting it.
Right. There's a huge difference between documentary and a reality show. We're not scripting anything. We're not setting anything up. We're truly documenting and following the actual real life drama of these 3 families. So they have to get used to us, but we've been doing this for a long time. And we've been doing this since literally before any of these 3 young people were alive. So what we know how to do, or what we hope we know how to do, is fade into the shadows as we're filming, so they notice us as little as possible. But at the same time, they know we're there, and they know that they can trust us. And that's not something that happens overnight. That comes of a commitment. And I feel like as filmmakers, we're as committed to our work as each of these young people are committed to their work. And I don't know, what do they say? I mean, real recognizes real.
That's what they say. Real recognizes real.
So we try to be real so that they know that they can trust us.
Evan, my wife's ex-husband is a record producer. He did so for Michael Jackson as well as Madonna. And the one thing that he kept telling his daughter was, I put my pants on one leg at a time. That's how you have to live life. Did you have a talk like that with your father?
Yeah. I kind of had a talk like that with my dad. My dad had pretty much gave me that baptism of fire. Right before my first fight, he was telling me, there's going to be hard fights and there's going to be easy fights. But at the end of the day, what's going to make you is, how hard you work in the gym, and, the fact that you show that, you're not going to quit. You got to, leave it all in the ring every fight.
Now, here's a question for you, Jonathan. In the way that you got to hang out with the famous fathers and stuff like that of sports, did you get to see them in their real shape today, whereas to what the sport does to the mind, body, and soul as we age? Because, I mean, you look at someone like Evan and you're going, okay, beautiful, beautiful. Everything about you right now is great, but we also need to teach the sports stars that it's going to be changing.
Well, to be honest, the 3 dads that we were working with, Evander Holyfield still walks in the room and you still have the feeling that he can take any man in the room. He has this physical presence that is almost regal, and he's so big and strong that it would be hard to look at him and say, hey, this is you got to get ready to take your lumps. But the truth is, you're dealing with young people who haven't even reached their peak yet. And right. The reality of coming down the other side of that peak and joining the rest of the human race, the people like me, who aren't going to make it anymore on the just the basic basis of their physical skills. That's not real to these guys. These guys are so connected to their bodies, so confident in their physical capabilities, that can't be real. The amazing thing is the humility, the combination of humility and confidence. You watch Evan Holyfield and you see this truly humble person. When we met Evan and he hadn't fought yet as a pro, his humility was so striking. I was thinking, how is he going to get in the ring with a guy trying to take his head off, being such a nice, humble guy? And then, of course, he gets in the ring and knocks a guy out in 16 seconds. They say, oh, I see. There's another side to Evan here. And that combination of humility and extraordinary confidence is something unique in these three children.
Wow. Evan, from one fighter to another fighter, because I'm a third-degree black belt, Taekwondo, and so I got to be in that ring many times. Are you the visionary? Is it like playing a game of chess for you where you can say, if I do this, this is going to happen, then this is going to happen, 1, 2, 3, boom, down, you're out?
What's funny was right before I did boxing, I actually did Taekwondo. I stopped at blue belt. Yes.
So you totally understand that level of play when you're in that ring.
Yeah. It's a lot of setting stuff up. It's a lot of you want to be steps ahead of your person, so you can kind of lead them to fall into certain shots. So you can lead them to fall into certain shots and stuff like that. And that's the most beautiful thing about like boxing and stuff like that. It's nothing that you just get a firm grasp on, and just keep running with it. It's like a thing that you just keep learning every day. Not every fight's the same. Not every practice is the same. It's like an always evolving thing of learning.
Well, Jonathan, I can't thank you enough for preserving the history of these future superstars. And Evan, my God, I mean, this is a place of history for you as well, because you're going to look back on this one day and say, this is where it all begins. This is the seed, and he happened to get it on film.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just watching it now, I can just I was just watching myself kind of like grow up in front of my eyes. Because at first I was 21, and I was just moving out to Texas, and it was a brand new journey. And then I'm just in a different area in life now, and just to see where I've grown and how I've matured, it's been a beautiful thing.
I love it. You guys be brilliant today, okay?
Okay,
thanks so much. You too.